Hey, Kerry here with Best of US. It's December 31st, New Year's Eve, and I'm out because I'm responding to an article that I received in my USA Today this week, and it's all about the 20 stocks that USA Today thinks you ought to buy in 2020. And it really upset me because I disagreed so much with some of the things that they're recommending. In this whole article, it's a front page article on their business section, and I look at investments from not just 2020, but from 2020 to 2030, because I think the world will not look anything like what it looks like now in 2030, and you need to be aware of it. And so if you've seen my other videos, one I just did on 5G investing, they mention in their 20 stocks once, they mention 5G. They never mention robotics. They never mention 3D printing, artificial intelligence, machine learning, quantum computing, not one mention of it. They do talk about cloud computing in two phases. They don't talk about genome research. And these are the things that are going to change your life. And if you're an investor, you want to be involved in those things. Now, they do recommend several companies that I'm pretty high on, and that is Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Tesla. Now, one that they leave out is Facebook, and I understand why they leave out Facebook, because Facebook's going to go through hell this year. They are going to be involved in the 2020 election, and Congress is just going to rake them over the coals, and I want you to be aware of that, and I want you to watch it, because when it happens, Facebook stock's going to drop like a rock, and you buy it. You buy it because Facebook is one of the smartest companies out there. Mark Zuckerberg is acquiring the right people. Facebook's going to be replaced because my grandkids have no interest in it. They tell me it's irrelevant, but they will come up with something just like they came up with their Instagram. They are a tune, and Facebook as we know it will disappear. So let's talk about some of the other stocks. And let's talk about the one right behind me here. This is McDonald's. They recommend you buy McDonald's. Folks, do you recognize we have an obesity problem in the United States? And that obesity problem is taxing our healthcare system. These people right here, these people feed the poor. They feed them bad food. They make them heavy. They create a problem for us. Inside those doors, they sell another company that USA Today is recommending, and that's Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is in the business of selling sugar water. I know that if I drink a can of Coke, I got to run a mile. I got to run a mile to get rid of those categories. Do you know how many people in these United States even walk a mile a day? They don't, but they'll drink 5, 6, 7 cans of Coca-Cola, and they create the obesity problem. So shame on you, USA Today, for promoting these, what I call sin stocks. That's an addiction. Coca-Cola is an addiction. Sugar water in a can is an addiction. And then they recommend Nike. Personally, I would not wear any other shoes other than a Nike. I run, I walk, I'm on my feet a lot. I believe in Nike. But there are better choices. Nike is not going to change the way I live in the next 10 years. And that's my priority for investing. Who's going to change the way I live? Who's going to make my life better? Nike's going to make my feet comfortable, but I don't know what they can do beyond what they do right now. So you can do better than Nike. The next one, T-Mobile. T-Mobile's in the communication business. There's a lot of competition in the communication business. And I just think you can do better than T-Mobile. Goldman Sachs. If you want to be in the financial sector, and remember who brought 2008 upon us and the subprime crisis, it's the financial sector. But if you want to play in that game, Goldman Sachs is probably about as good as you can get. Micron Technology. Micron Technology is going to be part of the build out of G5. And again, if you watched my video where I talked about the companies to invest in G5, I said, don't particularly invest in the builders, because that'll going to be a short-term thing. Invest in the people who are going to monetize 5G, and that's Apple, that's Amazon, Google, Tesla, and Facebook. Those are the people who are going to monetize 5G. Then again, we go to PayPal. Our monetary system is going to be changing dramatically in the next 10 years. PayPal's going to have some heavy competition, and I don't know if that's the place I want to be. Diamondback Energy. Diamondback Energy is a company that's very heavily into extracting oil from shale down in the Texas basin. This is a good company. We have become oil independent. My question relative to Diamondback is, how long is oil going to remain relevant? Tesla is going to create the electric car. We're going to have autonomous cars, and I think most of them are going to be electric. Then they say Visa. These people, the Visa people. This is a sin company. Who do these people prey on? They prey on poor people. They prey on the girl who works over there at McDonald's and makes somewhere around $10 to $15 an hour, and then goes over to the shopping center and buys a Coach purse and puts it on her Visa card and pays 22% interest. These are sin stocks. These are people who prey upon poor people and addict them as bad as cigarettes, as alcohol, and opioids. I would guarantee you there is more misery caused in the United States from people not spending their money smartly and being addicted to Visa than there are opioids. That may be wrong. It's my opinion. Don't take it for anything more than my opinion. Netflix. I'm sorry, Netflix just ran the profits out of 4G. But now they got competition. Disney's coming after them. CBS, everybody's coming after Netflix. I saw this morning that, in fact, they have, Netflix has the Friends. CBS has taken it away from them. They have a number of other Disney. They had all the Marvel movies, and Disney's taken it away from them. Netflix had its run, and the competition's getting awful keen, and I think that's coming to an end. Tesla has more miles on autonomous cars than anybody in the world. I think autonomous cars are going to be a part of our world. I believe that Amazon will get into it. I believe that one day you will call Domino's and order a pizza, and that same autonomous car will bring you your groceries, your newspaper, your mail, and autonomous automobiles will be a part of our lives. They will be running up and down the streets, and you'll be driving around them, and they'll have 5G on them, and they'll be safer than you, and you'll run into them rather than them running into you. So Tesla, yeah, I'm scared to death of Elon Musk, but he's a genius, and he's a forward seeker. In one of my other videos, I talked about how Elon and Jeff Bezos are popping rockets into space because they recognize that there are rare earth minerals on these planets that they're going to go up and mine. I don't think I'll be living to see that, but these people are thinking so far ahead of you and I, and that's where you should be investing your money, not in these people. My grandchildren won't go to McDonald's, so they're irrelevant to the following generations. Salesforce bought a company called Tableau for $15 billion. What Tableau does, Tableau, is they sort and help companies with their data. As you can imagine, if I'm a medium to large size company, I'm gathering a tremendous amount of data, and I don't know how to really manage it. Salesforce is going to take a leading step in that. So Salesforce is a progressive thinking company. They're into management of data. I would say that's a good one. American Electric, they're into alternative energy. And alternative energy is going to be a big part of our future, which then plays against Diamondback because they're into oil. So play those as you will. Then Uber. Uber has yet to make any money. Uber's founder sold all his shares. Uber's founder got booted out, but he sold all his shares. Do you think there's anybody who knows the future of Uber better than the founder? I'd stay away from that because I see these gray Mercedes vans riding up and down the street. I think Uber's going to be replaced by autonomous automobiles, and there's a lot of people who have an interest in what those automobiles are going to be doing. And I don't know if I'd stay with Uber. I won't invest in it, but those are my takes. Again, missing from this, I watched a 60-minute piece just this last week. I don't know if it was last week's show or recorded something I watched. And this professor in Harvard is working with manipulating genomes. And he made the statement that by 2030, they will eliminate all the diseases that we currently fear. Cancer, Parkinson's, heart conditions. And then he made the statement, through the same work, they are going to reverse aging. They're going to reverse aging. This is what's coming. And how, as he explained, with quantum computing, with artificial intelligence, with machine learning, they will take the things that they know and then they will manipulate it to where this will become possible. That's the world we're talking about. Why would you invest in this? Why would you invest in hamburgers that make people fat, that tax our health system? That makes no sense to me. Okay, if this makes sense to you, subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell so when I go off on another rant like this, I can share it with you. I am so excited. The one thing I regret in all of this is that I'm not 25 years old, that I'm 75 years old. We are going to have just a magnificent world in front of us. I was talking to my son today, and he was talking about the college debt. And I was sharing with him, I subscribe to, if you go to college and you end up being a programmer at Google or at Apple or at Amazon, they should pay for your college education. If you go to college and you end up being a waitress in a restaurant, shame on the college. They should pay for your education. The benefactors or the misjudgment of colleges they should pay for the education. And that's the way our world should work. If you benefit, you pay. If you screw with us, you pay. Okay, I enjoyed this. I'm glad I came out on New Year's Eve and shared my feelings on USA Today. We're canceling USA. This has turned into a rag. Shame on the author, Jessica Menden. All she did was call a bunch of analysts and say, what stock would you recommend? She put no thought whatsoever into this article. Shame on you, USA Today. You have the eyes and ears of millions of people, and you're putting this kind of crap out. Okay, let's have fun in 2020 because it is going to be a magnificent decade. You're going to look back and say, wow, what's coming before 2040? Wow.